Hello, Silver Queens. Today, we're going to talk about an important turning point in life. After middle age empty nest syndrome (ENS). This refers to the psychological and emotional changes that parents experience after their children grow up and leave home to pursue independent lives. It's not just about the situation where children leave home, but a concept that encompasses the complex emotions, role changes, and concerns about the direction of life that arise as a result. Although empty nest syndrome is not a medical diagnosis, it is a real difficulty that many parents actually experience. As the long-term, important role of raising children disappears, they may experience feelings of loss, sadness, loneliness, anxiety, and even depression. In particular, parents who have devoted a lot of time and energy to raising their children, or those who have found their identity in their relationship with their children, may experience it more severely. In fact, 58-year-old Kim Min-ji has lived a devoted life, raising 2 children as a full-time housewife for 30 years. After her youngest son entered university and left home, Kim Min-ji was suddenly overwhelmed by a sense of loss and lethargy. "When the children were young, I was so busy. But now that I'm home alone all day, I don't know what to do. Taking care of the children used to be my whole life," she said, with tears in her eyes. As such, empty nest syndrome is a serious problem that affects the entire life of parents, beyond simply the situation where children leave home. In particular, because Korean society has a strong family-centered culture, children's independence can be a greater sense of loss for parents. So why does empty nest syndrome occur? Let's look at a few factors. First, it is the loss of role. A parent's role is an important factor that goes beyond simply caring for children, giving meaning and purpose to life. When this role suddenly disappears, they may feel confused about who they are and what they should do. Second, it is a change in identity. If they have been focusing on raising children and have forgotten their own time and interests, they will face the difficulty of having to find their identity again, while experiencing empty nest syndrome. Third, it is a change in the marital relationship. The marital relationship that was maintained around the children faces a new phase after the children leave. If they have become estranged from each other or have lost common interests, they may have difficulty restoring the relationship. Fourth, it is a reduction in social relationships. As various social relationships that have been formed through children, such as school parent meetings or exchanges with neighborhood mothers, decrease, they may feel socially isolated. Jane, a 55-year-old living in Washington state in the United States, experienced empty nest syndrome after sending all 3 of her children to college. Because she poured everything into raising her children, she felt a great emptiness in her life after the children left home. She recalled, "Without the kids, there were fewer chores and more time. But I didn't know what to do. It was like I had lost the purpose of my life." These difficulties are also the same in Spain. Maria, a 62-year-old living in Madrid, showed symptoms of depression after her 2 children became independent. She said, "It was hard when the children were young, but now I miss those days. I feel so lonely and sad without the children," with tears in her eyes. Since Spain also has a culture with strong family ties, children's independence can have a significant psychological impact on parents. So what are the symptoms of empty nest syndrome? Although various symptoms may appear, let's look at some representative symptoms. First, there are emotional difficulties. Sleep disorders can also occur. There may be changes in sleep patterns, such as difficulty falling asleep, waking up frequently, or sleeping too much. Changes in appetite can also occur. There may be changes in eating habits, such as loss of appetite or overeating. A decrease in concentration can also occur, making it difficult to engage in activities that require concentration, such as reading books or watching TV. Physical symptoms can also occur. Physical symptoms such as headaches, indigestion, and fatigue may occur. In some cases, they may even become dependent on alcohol. Of course, not all parents experience empty nest syndrome. Rather, many parents are happy about their children's independence and plan a new life. However, if you are experiencing difficulties with empty nest syndrome, it is important to take active measures. Let me introduce some coping methods for empty nest syndrome. First, acknowledge and express your feelings. Don't suppress feelings such as sadness, loneliness, and anxiety, but talk to friends or family, or seek help from a professional. A man in his late 50s felt severe loneliness after his children all graduated from college and left home. He honestly shared his feelings at a gathering with friends and gained great strength from their sympathy and support. He said, "I realized that talking to other people is much more helpful than suffering alone." Second, set new goals. Think about what you really want to do besides raising children, and set and practice new goals, such as starting a new hobby, learning something you wanted to learn, or doing volunteer work. A 60-year-old woman showed symptoms of depression while experiencing empty nest syndrome after retirement. She started drawing again, which she had enjoyed in the past, and gained new vitality by taking art classes at a local cultural center. She said, "I was able to forget my depressed feelings while drawing. And I was so happy to make new friends." Third, strengthen your marital relationship. Try to restore the marital relationship that had become estranged due to raising children. Spend time focusing on each other, such as going on trips together, sharing hobbies, or increasing conversation time. A couple who celebrated their 30th wedding anniversary went on a European trip that they had been putting off for a long time. After their children all became independent, they spent time experiencing new cultures together, eating delicious food, and getting closer to each other. The husband said, "I was always busy because of the children. But now I'm so happy to be able to spend quiet time with my wife." Fourth, expand your social relationships. Meet friends, join clubs, or volunteer to meet new people, and build relationships through social activities. A man in his mid-50s joined and became active in a local volunteer organization after retirement and made many new friends. He said, "It's rewarding to help other people while volunteering, but most of all, I'm so happy to meet so many good people." Finally, redefine your relationship with your children. Acknowledge that your children have grown into independent adults, and try to build a new relationship. Don't try to interfere or control them, but play a role in supporting and cheering them on. A parent with children in their 20s constantly tried to interfere and control their children even after they became independent. However, the children felt burdened by their parents' excessive attention and gradually distanced themselves. The parents belatedly reflected on their actions and began to respect their children as independent individuals. After that, the relationship with their children became even stronger. Interestingly, empty nest syndrome can actually be an opportunity to improve the marital relationship. By focusing the time and effort that was devoted to raising children on each other, you can build a closer relationship by taking up new hobbies together, traveling, or having deeper conversations with each other. A couple in their late 50s started taking Latin dance classes together after their children all became independent. At first, they were awkward, but they became closer to each other by dancing together, and had the experience of reviving their youthful passion. Also, the empty nest period is a great opportunity to focus on investing in yourself. You can prepare for a more wonderful middle and old age by catching up on self-development that you have been putting off, taking on new fields, or focusing on healthcare. A 60-year-old man spent a lethargic time experiencing empty nest syndrome after retirement. However, he became fascinated by drone photography, obtained a drone piloting license, and regained new vitality in his life by running a YouTube channel that filmed local attractions. As such, empty nest syndrome is a universal phenomenon, experienced by many parents around the world. The important thing is not to spend this time simply feeling loss and sadness, but to take it as an opportunity for a new beginning and growth. By looking back on yourself, setting new goals, and redefining relationships, you can create a richer and more meaningful life. 60-year-old Kay Carden is the Partner Chief Content Officer at Modern Elder Academy, and will be leading a program at Arizona State University to help parents manage the empty nest experience. She emphasized that this stage is a time to explore personal interests, such as travel, art, or fitness, and to appreciate the newfound freedom to pursue those passions. Until now, this has been Silver Queens.